Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us at NCC News at 4. I'm Matt Porter.
And I'm Sarah Juedes. We have breaking news north of Syracuse today. Your commute to work tomorrow morning could be a little more hectic as work is planned from the eastbound 690 ramp to the 81 southbound ramp. Crews will be working on repaving both lanes of the highway as well as bridge repairs. One driver we spoke with says she is not happy at all about the construction.
So annoying. It's so annoying. I mean, it doesn't affect me that much. It's just annoying to have to deal with it and wait and go around things and stuff, I guess.
Construction will begin tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. and last until Friday. But the construction won't get in the way of too many travelers this 4th of July holiday, as AAA expects to see a nearly 5% increase in the number of holiday road travelers from last year. A AAA says the lower gas prices across the country helped ease the cost of travel. The national average right now is $3.50. More than 35 million people are expected to travel by car between July 3rd and July 8th. Residents in parts of Syracuse, Salina, and DeWitt are with power again after losing it for several hours this morning. National Grid says nearly 11,000 people lost power shortly after 5 a.m., but it was restored by 7:30 this morning. The outage was due to a cable failure on Teal Avenue. All right, thanks, Brennan. Firefighters in Colorado could face more trouble today in fighting those wildfires as high winds and near record temperatures are expected there today. In just 2 weeks, the fires have destroyed more than 180 homes as well as thousands of acres of land.
Currently, the fire has burned 59,500 acres. We have containment line around 50% of the fire.
This is the third largest fire on record for Colorado. Damage from the fire is expected to reach $12 million. The former Rutgers University student convicted of bias in the death of his roommate is now a free man. Duran Ravi was released from jail this morning after serving 20 days of his 30-day sentence. He now faces 3 years probation, more than $10,000 in fines, and 300 hours of community service. Ravi was convicted back in March of 15 criminal charges, including invasion of privacy and tampering with a witness. In 2010, Ravi's roommate Tyler Clementi committed suicide after learning he was videotaped by Ravi kissing another man. And new jailhouse phone calls released yesterday by prosecutors show George Zimmerman expressing concern for the safety of himself, his wife, and his lawyer shortly before his release from jail last month. In the phone call, Zimmerman tells his wife to buy bulletproof vests for them, instructing her to wear it all the time. He also tells her to transfer a large sum of money between their bank accounts, a move that prosecutors say could play a crucial role in Zimmerman's second bond hearing next week. Zimmerman's attorney, Mark O'Mara, disagrees about the significance of the tapes.
But it truly has so little to do with what counts in this case, which is what happened the night that Trayvon Martin passed away.
Last month, the judge ordered Zimmerman back to jail after it was decided he and his wife deceived the court about how much money they had to put up for the first bond. A European Union official says the terms of Greece's bailout will be renegotiated because the bad economic conditions have made the old agreement a, quote, illusion. He says the goals of the agreement would still reduce Greece's debt and reform its economy to make it competitive, but how they would be achieved are up for discussion. One of the main issues in Sunday's rerun election was on how much the country could demand from the Eurozone. And world leaders kicked off day two of the G20 summit by vowing to come together in order to repair a struggling global economy. President Obama will spend most of the day speaking to leaders about avoiding a global economic crisis and improving the economies of both Spain and Greece. European Commissioner Jose Borrero says the state of the global economy cannot just be blamed on one country.
Let's work together. By the way, this crisis was not originated in Europe. Since you mentioned North America, this crisis was originated in North America.
Leaders are also expected to call on both Saudi Arabia and China to keep gas prices from rising anymore. All right, thanks so much, Sarah. Well, we've got even more NCC news coming up next. Our own Joey Glauber is up in the newsroom to tell us what to expect at 4:40. Joey, what do you have for us? Calls to 911 are supposed to be for life-threatening emergencies. This is not one of them.
To a higher authority, Sarah.
I know. I mean, that must have been a pretty hefty sandwich for him to have to call 911. I wonder what kind it was.
I don't know, but I think the dispatcher had some pretty good advice for him.
I know. Don't call 911 except for emergencies. Although I am a turkey sandwich fan, so maybe if my turkey sandwich wasn't made right, I don't know what I would do. I'm a big turkey fan.
I know. I know some of my relatives who would go bypass 911 and go straight to the owner and probably end up in a physical altercation, which 911 would come.
I guess neither one of them are good options. You just,
No, not really.
Not much you can do about it.
Anyways, that's it for NCC News.
I'm Sarah Juedes. That's all. Stay tuned for NCC News at 4:40.
Thanks for watching. I'm Matt Porter.